Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Ken Knows Gambling. I've been here recently getting some requests to do not to do it, but to explain the envelope system that I created way back in the day. I was in my 20s, late 20s, when I gambled for a living. And I have to say, in my opinion, it's the best thing I ever created. Uh, the envelope system is designed to protect you. It's designed to give you options. It's designed to save money. Now, people have been doing envelope systems like for bills. You get a bunch of envelopes out, and this is for this bill, this is for this bill, this is for this bill. But for gambling, I created it especially for gambling, so I wanted to go over it again for all you new folks. Now, I have bags. The reason that I have bags is because so I can, people can see the chips in there. But what you're going to have to do is pretend they were actually envelopes that cash would go in, okay? So there's three of them. In all actuality, there's four. And I didn't realize it for a long time that there's actually a fourth envelope, and it's your pocket. But I'm going to get into that. So we have to assume this is exactly how I do it, and that's how I've always done it. We have to assume that you already know what your master bankroll is, and I don't have to go down that road. Okay, we got to assume you've got your bankroll. You know what you're going to the casino with your session bankroll, all that good stuff. All right. Let's do this one at a time. What is the bank envelope? All right. The bank envelope is designed for money that you must put in the envelope after every session. All right. Well, what kind of money is that, Ken? Glad you asked. It is, for example, it's just better if I give you an example. You're a retired guy, a gal, and you live close to the casino, and you want to make $100 a day. You want to put $100 a day into that bank because $500 a week, which is $2,000 a month, is a good additional income to Social Security or whatever. All right. Well, if you have to put $100 a day in there or $100 per session. And if you're only going to play one session a day, all right, your goal you set for yourself for that session or that day must be higher than this. All right. So here we go. Let's say here's my $5,000. It could be $500. It doesn't matter. You scale this to whatever you want. I decided that I need $100 per session, per trip, per whatever. I need $100 to go in there. So what do? I set my goal every time I do a video for you guys. I set my goal for $250 to $300. Why do I set my goal 3 times higher than that? Because I have other little mouths to feed. Okay? So, if I make $300 for that session, there's $100 that's guaranteed, that has to go in the bank. What if I didn't make my goal? I only made $200. That's okay. Guess what? My goal is higher than what this needs. 100 still goes there. I'll get to this money here in a minute. What if that's all I made? I had to bail out. I was getting my ass kicked, whatever. There's my $100. It has to go in there. All right, so your goal is higher than what the bank needs. Okay. This is the money that you get to spend. All right. Let's get my $300 back here. Now you have something called excess money. This is so huge. This money can be used multiple different ways. You build this up as high as you can get it. You don't have to spend it every time you put $100 in there. But this is for things excess, like what if you play with $1,000 bankroll? That's your bankroll. You're comfortable with your bankroll, okay? And let's say you see a strategy on YouTube or you see something, but it requires you to have a $500 bankroll. Or I'm sorry, $1,500. I'm sorry, $1,500. You got 1,000, but you need that extra $500 bankroll. Where's it going to come from? Excess. You can pull that 500 from that excess to your 1,000, play that strategy, and then when you're done, you can put it back. All right? That's one way you can use excess money. What if you've done your envelopes, you're done for the day, but you don't want to leave the casino? Okay? Maybe you want to try a bubble crap strategy, but you're not very confident with the strategy. You just saw it. You're not really confident. You don't want to do a 1,500 or 1,000. You don't want to use your regular bankroll. So maybe you take $200 or $300 out of your excess and go play bubble craps. That way, if you lose this, or lose the money you took out of excess, it doesn't affect your bankroll. Your bankroll stays clean. So I want to try another strategy, but I don't want to use my bankroll, but I've built up excess that I can try different things with without risking my master bankroll. Okay, that's another way that you can use that. Another way that you can use excess is you build this up like for example, right now, I got a $5,600, whoops, I'm missing a quarter there. I got a $5,620 bankroll, right? What if the next time I play the unicorn or any other damn strategy, what if it wipes me out? Which I've been wiped out before on video. Oh my God, where am I going to get my 5,000? That's all the bankroll that I had. Well, in the excess right this second, I've got 5, 10, 15, I've got 20. I got $20,150. I can replace this almost 4 times. Buddy, that's freedom. That's power. All right? Excess. You can basically use it for what you want, but I've got a fun envelope over here too that's sort of like the excess, but I don't use it quite like excess. You could, theoretically, you could just have these two, but I break it into a third, okay? What's the third envelope? Now remember, you got dollar bills in here, cash. All right. What is fun money? Fun money is just that. Fun. Whatever you want to label fun. You want to go play something stupid. You want to go play 3-card poker. You want to go spin the big wheel. You want to do something really, really risky. Almost like my KKG fuck you bet. Okay? You're building fun money that you can do that with. Okay? What about something non-gambling for fun money? It's got nothing to do with strategies. You've got your $500 a week that's your extra money you want to spend, right? But you're spending that every week. You're just burning that, saving this. But now something comes along, you want a set of golf clubs. Huh, Glenn? You want to go on a cruise. You want to do something that your regular $100 a session won't cover. Well, you've been saving fun money, blow money. This excess generally is to try different strategies. It's to save your bankroll if you get knocked out. Fun is just that. Fun. Blow it. Whatever. But don't blow it as you get it. My advice to you is you're putting that in the bank or in the bag, in the envelope when you get home. All right? And you get home, you start dividing them up. Okay, let them build. Don't touch them for a while. Okay, you never know when you'll need it. This is huge, y'all. This is so huge I can't stand it. All right, now let's show something else that can be done if you actually will do this. Okay. All right. We know that if you get burnt, we can pull it. We know what fun is. We know what excess is. All right. Well, let's see. I just had a brain fart, y'all. Boy, getting old. Getting old is tough. What the hell was I going to say next? Oh, ranking. I'm sorry, y'all. Ranking envelopes. Number 1. Excess is number 2. Fun is number 3. That's how they rank. Usually, if you win an even amount, like 300, it's 100, 100, and 100. Okay? But what if you only won $175 and you had to get the hell out of Dodge? That bank gets 100 no matter what. Now you got 75. 50 would go into excess and a quarter would go into fun. That's how they rank in importance. Okay? Now, watch this. Let's say, because this envelope, this bank has to get money no matter what, right? Let's say you got an envelope system going here, and you can't go to the casino this week. You can't do it. Well, you're going to miss $500 of that, right? Guess what? You got to put it in there anyway. This is like life and death. All right? I can't go. I'm going to either pull from excess, $500, or I'm going to pull $500 from fun to feed that bank envelope. That has to be fed. But I can use one of these other envelopes to feed it in case I need to. Okay, what happens if I go Monday and Tuesday, but then something happens where I can't go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? You know? You can take it from here and put it into there. That's what these envelopes do for you. All right? Now, let's talk about a fourth envelope that I didn't even realize I was doing until much later in life. The fourth envelope is your pocket. It's what I keep over here sometimes. Okay? Let's say I won 300, 375. Maybe that's what I won. 375, 395 bucks. Maybe I tip $5, whatever. But this is what I end up left. Maybe it's the bank gets 100. Excess gets 100. Fund gets 100. Well, let's see. What do I have left? I have 85, 90 bucks. You can either put that in your pocket. You're in the casino. You can use that to buy a Coke, to tip, to, you see some squirrely ass machine over there. The claw machine, a piece of shit that'll rob you, whatever. Pocket. This is like your fourth envelope that's more of spend what you want. On my videos on the cruise, I showed you that. I laid money out, whatever, and then I go, and here's what I got in my pocket. Okay? It's just an extra pad, an extra savings account, if you will, that you can have on you all the time. All right? Now, remember, it's a disciplinary action. Okay? It's really unlimitless what you can use these for. Okay? The really, really cool thing is most of us, we won't lose, say, our entire bankroll. Okay? There's my $5,600 bankroll. What if I only lost half of it? I'm like, what if you only lose half of it? Now, here's the question you're asking. I lost half of my money, Ken. How in the hell do I feed that envelope? I just lost half of my money this session. How do I feed it? All right. So let's say I'm down to $2,500. I need $2,500 more. Okay? And not only do I need $2,500 more, I got to have $100 for that stupid envelope. Great. I can come into excess. I'm going to pull $2,500 plus $100. I'm going to pull $2,600 out of this envelope. 25 goes here. 100 goes into that damn envelope. That envelope has to be fed every single session. The end. I hope y'all are getting this. And if you have to use one of those two envelopes to feed it, you've got to feed it. And here's why I'm so adamant about that. When I was gambling for a living, I learned very fast. I mean, this was it. Everything was riding on my gambling. Everything I did, everything I spent, the risk, everything, my bills, everything. This was my rent. This wasn't fun and excess. This was higher. I had to put money in there every single day because rent was coming. I still needed food. I still needed taxi money before I bought my car out there. I needed it. And it wasn't going to stop just because I had a losing day or a losing session. All right? It wasn't that I had a secondary job or I could call home. Hey, Ma, give me some money. Fuck that. Wasn't happening. All right? So I had to feed it. And these several times out there, it's this envelope that helped feed this thing. You know, something happened. I didn't make what I needed to make. I was sick. Something. This, for these, fed this. All right? Now, you got a lot of people like John over at Pro Craps. I mention him a lot because me and him are a lot alike in a lot of instances and not so much alike in others. But on this, we are. Now, he uses now, back then there wasn't internet, there wasn't, really there just wasn't computers and all that. So this is definitely old school for sure. But he uses like a computer and he has different bank accounts. Well, you got to take that cash, then you have to deposit it into a bank, and then you can start transferring. That's fine if that's how you want to do it. I got no problem. I was dealing with all cash all the time, baby. So here's what it looks like. You just pretend you got 3 paper envelopes or manila envelopes to replace these. All right? So you walk home or you get back to home. These are $100 bills. These are, $20 bills. Now let's do it like this. Say these are $20 bills. I mean, this will all be cash. These are $5 bills. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You got a wad of cash when you get home. You're not carrying, if you can go home every day, you're not carrying your envelopes to the damn casino. They're at home. Okay? They're at home. If you're going to be in Vegas for a week, these envelopes go with you. They go with you, and you put them in your safe. Okay? But you get to your home, once you get to your house, okay, you're done for the day, you go home. Then you take your $100 bill, $100 bill, $100 bill, and then you just start dividing up your 5s and 10s. Well, let's see. I don't need it. I put the 100 in that. That's all it ever gets. $100 that session. Or you did 3 sessions. You get home. What if this is what you had after 3 sessions? And you got home. Well, 3 sessions. That means that bank needs $300. I do $100 a session. That's how I do it. Okay? Then you split all this up, cash, into these envelopes in your pocket. Just keep feeding them. I don't care. You open an envelope, you got all that cash in there. You only have $5, stick a 5 in there. Close that envelope up. Stick a 10 in there. Keep feeding it. Don't just take all this excess right here. Well, I got that fed. Fuck those envelopes. I'm putting that in my pocket. No, that's stupid. Don't do that. Do what I tell you to do here, and you're going to come out in way, way, way better shape. My buddy Glenn, I'm going to use him. He's been tagged a couple times out there. But he showed me his envelope system that he uses from me. It has saved him at least twice. He'll go in with $9,000 He'll do my Baccarat, my hybrid Baccarat. He's been tagged twice, but the money that he has put in those envelopes gave him his bankroll back. So he's won well over 30 grand. And he got tagged, I think, for about 18 of it between a couple hits. So he's still up. But if he hadn't have done that, once he lost the 9 or 8 or 7, he wouldn't have nothing to fall back because he'd have just pissed it away. So I'm not telling on my boy out there. I'm just sharing why it's so important. And I think Glenn will tell everybody out here in YouTube land how this helped change his entire gambling approach. It's got nothing to do with their strategy. You just pick out the best strategy you can pick on any game you got. That's all you can do. But you have to have the discipline to walk when you're up. Be satisfied when you get a few bucks and go stuff envelopes. Go back, get a few bucks, stuff envelopes. And buddy, sooner or later, it adds up. All right, so there's my envelope system. If you have any questions on that, I think I've been pretty thorough on that. If you got any questions, you can email me. I'll be glad to answer the questions. But I guess that's it for now. So until the next time, be great. See you, bye.